Hey everyone, this is the ShutInBakas. My name is Chris. So today we are once again back for more Crunchyroll drama. I thought I would just do a quick update video on my previous one, which I was talking about the merge with Funimation and Crunchyroll becoming one. Now, they're really showing off what they're going to be doing in the future with this platform. So, first up, we have a whole bunch of content being delisted from Crunchyroll, and also Funimation, I'm guessing, because now they're becoming the same thing. But the reason is because all of the shows on this list are licensed by Sentai Filmworks. And I can imagine why Sentai is doing this, because Sentai was recently bought out by a company, I don't remember the name of it, but they were bought out by a company, and basically, I'm guessing that this company is going to try and get High Dive into the mainstream. So that's my guess, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's either that or Sentai is just getting really fed up with this monopoly shit, so yeah, hard to tell. But anyway, problem was that they'll be discontinued on March 31st, so I'm going to try and get this up as quick as possible, but that basically kind of just says, hey, we don't have the licensing for Crunchyroll anymore, go watch it on High Dive. So if any of these shows you want to watch were on Crunchyroll, go watch them on High Dive. I'm sure they'll be there. So just keep that one in mind, alright? So let's talk about the shows that did get delisted. We have stuff like Akame ga Kill, Amagi Brilliant Park, Brang Dream, Beyond the Boundary, Black Bullet, Batum. I'm just going to be listing off shows that I know, alright? So I'm not going to list literally every single show on this list. So, Chivalry of a Failed Knight, Food Wars Gate. Haven't you heard of Sakamoto-kun? Umaru-chan, although that's not exactly a bad thing that we're losing that. I'm sorry, I had to be the guy. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Is the Order a Rabbit? Kokoro Connect. Little Busters, Love Shinibyo and Other Delusions. Ooh, what else we got? Monthly Girls Nozoki-kun. My teen romantic comedy Snafu, that one's quite a good one, so that's kind of sad to see go. No Game No Life, Non Non Biyori, that one is harsh, but to be fair, I did watch all of Non Non Biyori on High Dive in the first place, so it's a good experience on High Dive. Don't get too caught up on that. School Live, To Love Ru, Pet Girl of Sakuraso, and God, so many more. Oh no, it's Watamote. No matter how I look at it, it's you guys' fault I'm not popular. To be fair, that show is kind of funny. But that is quite the list. Not every Sentai show is being delisted, but it is a quite large list, no less. So, what can you do to watch these shows? Well, like I've said, go to highdive.com, or whatever the address is. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I'm not supported by High Dive. I want to support High Dive because they're a streaming service that nobody knows or cares about, because for the longest time, all of Sentai's stuff has pretty much always been on Crunchyroll or Funimation. So if High Dive is now going to be getting the exclusive streaming rights to all of these shows, I can see people moving over. Because, you know, most of the time people will be like, who cares about Non Non Biyori? Because not everybody is into the slice of life stuff, and I get that. But if you're a big KyoAni fan, you're missing out on quite a lot of stuff, like Love Shinibyo and Promise of the Borderland, or whatever it is. You're losing quite a lot of stuff. So, yeah, there's quite a lot of shows here that are popular, and people who want to go back and watch those shows, they'll have to go to High Dive. So that's something interesting there. I'm not really sure how this is going to work out, because High Dive has not tried very hard to advertise themselves as a big, you know, streaming service for anime. They've just kind of said, hey, we're here if you want to watch our Sentai shows. That's about it, honestly. So, yeah, it's interesting to see that Sentai is revoking the licenses from Crunchyroll, and potentially will be putting them into High Dive. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just going in circles now, but that's that news. So, next, we have Crunchyroll to halt ad-supported streaming starting with Spring 2022 season. So basically what this means is, before on Crunchyroll, you could watch your anime free, basically, if it was on the free category. And if it was a simulcast show, you could watch an episode every week after that episode came out, for free. You didn't have to pay a subscription, but you did have to watch ads. Now, those ads were pretty rough. There was like 5 mid-roll ads during the show, so there was probably more ad than content. But yeah, basically, you would be watching ads instead of paying a monthly subscription. So people did like that. That was okay to some people because they didn't have the money and they were fine with waiting. But now they're taking away that option for the majority of the content coming out next season. So yeah, there is only a few shows, as you can see here. The list is here. For shows where you can watch the first 3 episodes as they're coming out, and then after that you will have to start paying for them. And those shows that I'll be making a video as well soon on what shows I'm going to be watching next season, so this isn't a sneak preview or anything, but the ones I recognize are Spy X Family, Skeleton Knight in Another World, Shikimori is not a cutie, not just a cutie, sorry, she is a cutie, and that's the ones that I'm mainly interested in, but I'm sure there's other ones here that we don't know about yet, so the point is, if you're a free Crunchyroll user, this is probably extremely sad news to you, and just further cementing the, okay, I should start pirating now, huh? And I would not blame anyone for pirating at this point, because I'm not I'm not all about the, oh dear lord, you're pirating, shame on you. No, I'm not like that. If you can't afford it, fine. And if you don't want to support the industry, that's also fine, because at this point the industry is becoming very monopolized and it's not looking good. So yeah, that's my personal opinion on piracy. My only real nitpick is, when it comes to piracy, you can watch your shows illegally, fine, whatever. But something I do have to say is, if you're doing that, you should buy merchandise. Now, I don't mean that as buying a Blu-ray for every show that you watch, because that's just very inefficient in terms of money usage. But even just 2 Blu-rays straight from the distributors in Japan would go a long way to support them. Or buying a t-shirt or a figure. Those things help. Help a lot more than watching on Crunchyroll, because the amount of cut that the authors and the people who animated or did sound design work on that show just gets less and less as the money trickles down the works, So basically, they're not getting much money, whereas Crunchyroll and Sony and all that are getting quite a bit. So that's my personal advice. If you are not into, the whole streaming and all that jazz, that's fine, but please support them in other matters, because these people deserve, money. They deserve the money for the hard work they put in. So that's my personal opinion. Anyway, so yeah, that was quite a weird one with the supported stuff being dropped. Just saying, Anime Lab did that perfectly fine. If only Anime Lab was still around. So yeah, basically the end result of this video is, if you're wanting more competition, people go subscribe to HIDIVE. Because HIDIVE, I feel like, is going to try and become a bit of a bigger influence in the industry. So I would say go ahead and look at those alternatives, because if you don't, then you're going to be stuck with Crunchyroll and that's it. You're not going to have any other platforms to look at, because now Funimation is gone. You might have Netflix, but even Netflix is a bit hit or miss, because they don't do streaming for anime, really. They did like Komi and Blue Period, that's it. They don't have any shows this season, I'm pretty sure, coming out, unless it's an exclusive. Disney Plus, I believe, is trying to get into it, but I wouldn't, on my life, suggest you go and subscribe to Disney Plus for anime, because this is definitely a trial for them. They're going to see how it works, and if it flops or doesn't make enough money, they will not continue. So I would not put your bets on Disney Plus becoming the next anime service streaming site. you've got other alternatives like maybe Hulu or Amazon Prime, but Amazon Prime is definitely out of the game. They are not going to be doing anime streaming from this point on, unless they see $signs. And Hulu, I'm not too sure because I've never really used it, but as far as I'm aware, they don't do streaming either, or simulcasting. They just take shows that have already come out and take the licensing for themselves. So, yeah, your only simulcasting options is Crunchyroll, and that's a problem. So, yeah, so this has kind of become a bit of a rant now, sorry about that, but I just needed to get my thoughts out there because I think it's a interesting topic, really. That this has become a monopoly and people need to think more about what they're going to be doing with their subscriptions and stuff. Not just mindlessly giving it all to Crunchyroll, because now Crunchyroll is, obviously going to start pushing down stuff that they don't like. So it's only a certain amount of time until they start getting rid of ecchi content or lewd content, because that's not the stuff that Sony likes. Obviously, because if you've been a PS4 fan for a while and you play anime games like Senran Kagura or Neptunia, those games get censored all the time because they have lewd content in them, and Sony keeps saying piss off to their Japanese developers. And yet they're allowed to have full sex scenes and stuff like The Last of Us and other first-party titles. It's just very hypocritical, and I get it, it's because, Japanese anime, hentai bad, blah blah blah. But the point is, Sony isn't really into the whole anime content or Japanese content anymore. So if you don't like that, then unsub from Crunchyroll and just go full-on pirating, 7 Seas, all that jazz, and buy some merch. That's my best recommendation to you. I'm going to keep going with Crunchyroll for a wee bit longer. This will be my last season, probably, unless they show that they aren't going to be a total dickwad about it. So yeah, anyway, I'll make probably a different video on that whole thing, maybe, later on, when we get more information. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment telling me what your thoughts are about this whole merging and these new updates. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.